Okay, I want to speak about some things people need to see and listen to when they buy a recorder or when they intend to buy a recorder. Now I'm just speaking, don't expect me to play for different reasons. I often play these recorders in videos and stuff like, and when I play music, when I play jazz, mostly jazz. Okay, I'm comparing to Yamaha. The most important thing in a recorder is this part. Okay, the windway, the labium, the window here. When you blow, the air is channeled for a and gets out, and it, like a whistle, the air goes, let's say, hits this sharp surface, and the air is divided in two and make the instrument vibrate and play, and the sound goes through the instrument. What makes a flute, no matter whether it's transverse, upright, has a windway, or is no windway, you blow like a transverse flute, but the flute is straight, like a quena from South America. The basic concept is there is a sharp edge where the wind, the wind from your breath, goes and is divided in two and make the sharp edge vibrate. But the sharp edge need to be part of the instrument, not something you like a saxophone, a piece of cane that you tie to the instrument. No, this sharp edge is one thing with the instrument. Okay, that's a flute. Difference with transverse flute, we direct the air with our embouchure, and you need to learn how to do that. And here there's a windway. To make high-pitched notes, you just open like this, a little bit behind. With a penny whistle, the sound is somewhere in the middle, has a windway, but the cut is kind of far from where the air gets out of the windway. And it's one thing I was thinking today. But the first thing is the windway. Is the windway straight or curved? Does it let pass a lot of air, or there's some friction because it's thin? How long the windway is, you see, from here to here, can be a little bit longer, a little bit shorter. Is the labium here longer or shorter? Is the window here longer or short? You see, they are different, you know. The window is the part cut here, and the labium is just the sharp edge here. It's part of the window. It's the part where the window ends here. That's one thing. Is also the distance here from the window, from labium to the exit of the air can be different. Okay. Usually, rule of thumb, straight windway, large air passage, a lot of volume, sound is more modern, a lot more remindful of a flute or transverse flute. The more curved and thin, the more barockish, the more the sound is expressive, but is thinner and can be reedy. Okay, it's not the, doesn't have a reed. It's a way of description of describing the sound. Also, as I said, the distance between the labium and the exit of the air. Here is kind of more. That give also more of a flutish sound. Another thing to check is how wide or not wide. They're usually small, but there are recorders where it's bigger. That having a small bore, a small exit here helps with the playing high-pitched notes. That's why instruments that have a larger bore and not so conical have usually the Renaissance record didn't have the two, not even two octave, sorry, 1.5 and a sixth range. Another thing to check or to take into account how wide the bore is. Okay, some recorder are thinner. Also, this wider bore, straight, large windway, give more of flutish. I'm speaking about Baroque. There are instruments that are different, like Dream recorder by Mollenauer. Okay, that's kind of different. Another thing, not all recorders, even the same size, have the same length. Take into account that the longer recorder has more spacing between the fingers. Okay, I found that the alto recorder for an average height person, I'm kind of on the short side, is the most comfortable to play. Soprano a little smaller, tenor as a rule, you have to stretch your fingers. Okay, I'm speaking about Baroque recorders with Baroque fingering. I don't take into account German fingering. So these are the basic things I have to take into account. When it comes to plastic recorder, they are for the most part made of ABS. Only the yellow by Yamaha is they are made from Ecodeer. There's another substance, but 70% is ABS and 30% another. So I wouldn't there's no problem like is it pear wood, maple wood, whatever. Finish is a personal thing. This, for example, is one of the cases where the finish has some importance. Why? This is a fake. It's black, but not like the gloss other like this. This is white, gloss white. This has some, you know. So you have some grip, and you have tactile feel of not plastic. Too bad they put this like the, oh, it's plastic. Look at the logo. It's kind of the rough, smooth. I don't know, it's like an oxymoron, but so I want you to say these things when you buy a recorder. Have in your mind, do you want a Baroque-ish recorder? Not only the looks, but also the sound. there are very baroque instruments that imitate like the copies 442, except for one 450, like 440, 42, and Stansby Jr. by Zenon, Bressan by Zenor alto, and the Haka by Aulos, and this is kind of barockish, not so much Rothenburg. Rothenburg is kind of the standard, even by Merck with this, not, I don't know what you call it. So if you want an instrument has kind of thin sound, not loud, kind of reedy, kind of raspy, kind of woodish in a way, don't, it's just to give an idea, it's plastic. But some plastic have, because in the construction, not because of the plastic. I'm speaking about the instruments, industrial instruments that are made ABS or ABS. Some instruments have more of a barockish, very sensitive to the way you blow in, so they're very expressive. But you get expression when you lose power. For example, this kind of, okay, this is this cheapest of Yamaha. Yeah, but it's not the price that makes the instrument good. Is okay, obviously the way you play it, but what you need it for, I should say, horses for courses. For some things, this. If I had to play in a place not amplified and they play modern music and people don't know the recorder, because sometimes people appreciate this more, they're more because it's a sound that people are exposed to. People, for the most part, are not exposed to ancient music with a very, very true to the original sound. I think that this is kind of in the middle. There's also another model that is between the two, like sound, and this is the model I like the most because in the middle between among Yamaha. This RT2 Extreme. Take into account the Yamaha, for the most part, sound much more modern. You can play pop and other stuff. It's Yamaha. It sounds better, and for the layman, Yamaha is better. But if you want to play baroque music, and you have this sound, all Aulos sounds more baroque. Obviously, there is an Aulos entry level that is less baroque, and that sounds. But for the most part, that is the imprint, the general sound. Okay, like Martin guitars have a general sound. Gibson acoustic guitar has a general sound. I found that for Xenon, I tried the instrument Bressan, and the other one are very barockish. The other one, I don't know how to put it, but are not easy to come by unless you order on Thomann, or at least in Italy we don't have very stores with a lot of recorders in stock. Anyway, so this is what I wanted to say about recorders. So first thing, do I want a baroque sounding, or a modern sounding instrument, or I want something in the middle? And these are not in the middle. There's another model in the middle, and the one has a intermediate. Cost-wise, it's in the middle. So it's not that, oh, I want to buy the most expensive. It must be better. No. If you want to be heard, and you want to blend with other instruments better, and you want to be appreciated by people who don't usually listen to Baroque musical to the recorder, it's better to buy an instrument that is more neutral. And take into account also that Baroque instruments are more difficult. It's more difficult to play a Baroque instrument than a really. This instrument is. It's like it plays alone on its own. It's very easy to play. You can give expression, obviously, not as much as those other instruments. I mean, this the least change, the minimum change, and the breath is heard. Usually the recorders like this, but there are recorders that are even more sensitive. Having said that, another video I will play them back to back.